Hi everyone, we're back. Our little break took a little bit longer than we anticipated that it would. We were changing service providers, and there was something goofy in their offices, so it took us a little bit longer to get back online, but we're back as of I think Thursday. Yeah. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how I roast my chickens. Now, I haven't done a video on this because I thought, well, it was pretty basic. I don't truss the chicken, and I don't do the fancy things like cutting the breastbone or the backbones out. It's just very basic. So I guess if you're learning how to cook, this would be a good recipe for you to learn by because it's very simple. So to get started, I have my roasting pan preheating on the stove. This is a green pan. If you happen to have one, the best way to cook in these is to preheat the pan first. Now, what I'm going to do, because I don't have oven racks, and oven racks helps the chicken drain all the fat and the juices, well, some of the juices, but most of the fat, and I don't have one, so I use carrots and I use celery as my rack. So I'm just going to stagger these in the bottom of the pan, and there's no particular order here. So just kind of put them all in there. Now, all this stuff, the carrots and the celery, that is going to sit, the chicken's going to sit on top of this. And it makes it really crispy. Now, I leave the skin on the chicken because I don't want to dry it out. If you want to lower the fat content on your chicken, all you do is let it roast with the skin on, and then when it comes out, it's a lot easier to pull the skin off. Now, I normally stuff the carcass full of like herbs and sometimes a lemon or an orange. Well, today, because I'm just using what we have, I didn't want to make a special trip to the store to get the herbs or whatever, so I'm just going to use onions and garlic. And this is my husband's favorite combination to stuff the bird with. He loves it. So, and this recipe is kind of at request to him because he thought that some of my viewers might enjoy the way I roast my chickens. He really likes my roasted chicken, and he thinks that I should share this with everybody. And I'm just like, well, honey, don't you think it's kind of basic? I guess to me it's basic because I've seen it done fancier ways, but I don't know. My husband seems to like it. Maybe a few of you out there will like it too. And, of course, the kids like it. So I'm going to get really messy. This is where you probably want to go ahead and open up all your seasonings first, because you're going to get really messy. So I'm using for seasoning sea salt, extra virgin olive oil, of course, thyme, some Italian seasoning, some onion powder, and I meant to get garlic powder out of the pantry. So if you don't mind for just a moment, my husband's going to show you everything while I get the garlic.
This is the makings of a great chicken, folks. You gotta trust a redneck on this one. We know chicken where I come from, and my wife, I made her honorary redneck because her chicken is so good. Alright, there's the garlic powder.
It's granulated garlic. And
granulated garlic.
Not to be confused with the powder. Granulated is just fresh garlic that's been ground up. That's basically what it is. Okay, so we are gonna coat this bad boy with all kinds of oil. And the reason for that is because it makes the skin really brown. And yes, we're gonna give him a massage too. I like to massage my meat, what can I say? And you can take that however you want to. It's okay.
I know the answer.
Alright, let's keep it clean. Come on. Alright, so, okay, that's about all we're going to do there.
And the oil helps hold the seasonings on too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It makes the seasonings stick better. And they'll, through the cooking process, they'll kind of fall off, but it's not a big deal because Yeah. And I know some people season the inside of the carcass. That's fine too. I just get birds that will feed all 4 of us. So if I had more room, I'd put more seasonings along with the onions and garlic. But onions and garlic can be used as a seasoning as well as anything else. So I know this doesn't look very pretty right now, and he's going to look like a mess when we put him in the oven, but I promise you he's going to be delicious. He's going to be a happy camper. Now I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I roast them on a slow, on a lower heat than most. Some people like to jack the heat up to 400 for about 15 minutes, let the skin crisp up, and then knock it down to 350. What am I saying? They like to knock it down to 350 degrees to let it continue to cook. My oven, it doesn't work that way. 9 times out of 10 it will burn the outside of the chicken. So I just do what I can for the oven that I have. Now, prep time for this, chopping included, we're probably talking maybe 15 minutes. It's not that big of a deal. You throw it into your oven and you just let it go. It's going to take probably about 2.5 hours. It's very important to use a meat thermometer. If you don't have one, if you pick up one of the legs and it's separating from the rest of the skin, the rest of the bird, you pick up one of the legs and the juices runs clear, it's more than likely done. Either that or just cut into it. If it's pink, throw it back in there. It's not going to hurt a thing. So we'll be back when this is done. Hi everyone, we're back. So this is what the roasted chicken looks like. It's been about 2.5 hours. This is a fairly large bird, and if you use a meat thermometer, you want it at 180 degrees. And of course I rested it for about 15 minutes. So now I'm just going to cut off a slice to give to Toby for a taste test. So I'll just cut off this back part here, or the butt as it were, because I'm sure he's really good with being a butt. So anyway, I'll give him a taste test and I'll let him take it from here. Live, laugh, and love, everyone.
Heather is absolutely correct. I've always been a butt man myself. Look at that. Is that beautiful or is that beautiful? I'm going to cut off this little piece right here because it's got most of the skin. And I love the skin on a chicken. Or as we call them back home, yard bird. Look at that, folks. Look at the juice. Can you taste that yet? I can. Man, that's good. Wish you could taste it. Make it yourself when you can. So can your family. Till next time, we'll see you. Adios.